Hello and welcome to the Corporate Development Academy, CODAC, a training series focusing on issues that are relevant to everyday life. I can't stop thanking everyone that's taken out time to watch our episodes. The team and I are grateful and we don't take it for granted. Thank you for choosing to stick with us. My name is Chibuzo Okechukwu. It's very easy to dream. It literally requires an open mind, sometimes a closed eye, but basically just the ability to see things as you want them to be or how you hope that they become. For entrepreneurs, it's easy to dream about a venture, an innovation, or an idea. It can easily and very quickly picture the way things should become or the best outcome for our business, the way we desire. In business, what you hope for is the easy part. You just foresee the journey ahead using assumptions that everything goes according to plan. That's simply called making projections. Everyone can have an idea, even brilliant ones at that. That's easy. Today, we will take a look at what I've considered the hard part. Our topic is just start. You see, it's impossible to have a clear and complete picture as to how a venture or business will go. Yes, we can have an idea of how we want it to, but how it turns out can only be determined by reality, which cannot be foreseen. Take the COVID-19 pandemic, for instance. No human being's business plan or projections would have included a virus outbreak and the effects it would have on businesses. This also goes for those whose businesses soared high with the outbreak, like Zoom, Facebook, Amazon, YouTube, name them. However, the inability to predict the direction of a business has and is still preventing countless people from taking the bold step to start. Most times, the reason is that they are waiting for the right time or they are waiting to have enough money. Many times, the idea feels too big, and so it requires a lot to get started. Now, what we must understand is that ideas give birth to ideas. You need to begin with the simpler ones or the big one in a simple way. You see, just start and work your way through to the bigger ones. Don't wait for the bigger opportunities. Don't wait for the $1 million business, except of course you have $1 million. You can create smaller opportunities out of the bigger one using what you have available. In fact, you can make the bold move of taking the first step in that huge idea that you've constantly dreamt about. You see, a lot of times, the only thing stopping you from making your dreams a reality is the length of time it's taking you to start. Now, I'm not going to be one of those speakers who will tell you things that sound magical and without feasibility or any atom of reality. But you see, you can start a race and not finish. Yes, the reality is that not everyone makes it to the end. Businesses fail, but you cannot hope to finish. It's impossible for you to finish unless you start. Now, the hardest part from the beginning is the beginning. It's important that you start. There are many examples of marathon races where the eventual winners weren't the best from the start. They had to find their footing literally along the way. Your lateness would not affect your greatness. Now, this is not to say that taking our time might just be the wrong thing. No. Again, now is not to say that you have to take your time. It's only to highlight the fact that you can start at any point in time. Again, I won't be that speaker that would put pressure on you and say you must. No. The CODAC series exists as a pointer to the truth and only what is real. Yes, it's best that you start now. It's never too late to start. But in reality, those that would choose to start now are only those that have decided to start now. The desire to start can exist in everyone, but the decision to do so remains the difficult part. Now, The amazing thing isn't where you get to, but the fact that you had the courage to start. So I want to mention some of the reasons why most people find it difficult to start. But before I do that, I asked a few business owners about their businesses and how they started. Let's hear what they had to say.
So when the lockdown was first announced, I wondered if and how it would affect my job. So the first 2 weeks passed without going to work. Then I knew I had to start something, but I was afraid. What if I get a no? What if it fails? But I had to fight my fear at some point and start off anyways. So I decided to start something very little that won't cost me so much and something that will be needed by my possible clients. So I thought to buy vegetables, chop and package them very neatly and sell them for a very tiny price. And guess what? It's been amazing. I'm so glad I started.
Cooking is a passion for me, and I've always wanted to start a catering business. So with my job, kids and finances, I kept procrastinating actually. So, but with this lockdown, I just told myself, I think it's about time you stop stalling and start something. So I just went to the markets, got a few things. The first day it was 10 packs. Then the next day the others came 15, and so here we are. I'm happy and fulfilled. At least I've started something.
You've heard everything that has been said. It really isn't easy to start. For some, it was procrastination. For some, it was fear. For some, they had so many logistics to put together, so many things to contend with. Some of them I would like to treat today. So here are 5 reasons why people find it difficult to start. Number 1, fear of failure. Nobody hopes to fail. You see, the real failure is not starting in the first place. For many, it's the pressure from parents, friends, or even from themselves. What if I don't succeed? What if my business doesn't do well? Well, you can never know unless you start. And it's only when you start that you can have the possibility of being successful. However, failure is guaranteed when you don't start. 2, finance. Oh, every business needs money. Yet, most speakers will tell you, you don't need money to start. They paint an amazing picture of how you just need opportunity to meet preparedness. Where would that meeting take place? To be prepared, you need to have information, a business plan, or a pitch. And these things cost money to develop or achieve. However, people burden themselves with needed money for their business, and then they pay no attention to what the business actually needs. The truth is, you will need money. Don't let anybody deceive you. However, the amount required depends on what you want. How big do you want to start? How huge is the idea? And how patient are you willing to be in order to grow? So start with friends and family. Now, if you cannot convince someone you know about your business and how good it is, it may just be harder to convince someone who doesn't know you and may even want to make an investment. Now, this is arguable, but in many cases, that's the truth. So you have to consider the smallest possible start you can make and the easiest means of getting finances that are required. Consider applying for grants, government or private. Now, I'm not one to market or to patronize or to speak for any business, but the truth is, personally, I've benefited from the Tony Elumelu Foundation. And it just simply took making an application, seeing it through, taking through the courses, learning, having a good business plan prepared. And like I said, these things cost money. And at the end of the day, I got my grant. So do your research and begin making applications for financial support from individuals and organizations today. 3, procrastination. Oh, everybody just believes there's no perfect time. When you start is the best time that you could have started. The more you wait, the less of customers you might have at your disposal. The world is fast evolving, and so is the business space. People are constantly looking to have their needs met. The sooner you get into the picture and put your services or your products out there, the greater chance you have of enjoying brand loyalty or customer retention. Stop procrastinating and just start. The 4th one, barriers to entry. Now, there are some businesses that require different forms of accreditations in order to resume operations. Some need specific licenses, approvals, certificates, and these processes can be very hectic. It can be costly and time consuming. However, if this is the chosen path for your business, then the more necessary it is that you start immediately. You see, these certifications will in the end give your potential customers the confidence to trust you and your product or service. The fifth reason people find it difficult to start, and the final one for today, is opportunity. Many intending entrepreneurs and business people believe that an opportunity should exist for their business to commence. This is completely wrong. In fact, it is the other way around. Opportunities exist in almost everything that we see, hear, think, perceive, and so on. Your service or your product can create the opportunity that it needs to thrive. Take again the COVID-19 pandemic for an example. Businesses like face masks, hand sanitizers automatically started booming. These businesses did not come to existence when the virus was discovered. However, in the midst of the outbreak that has unfortunately claimed many lives, it was an opportunity for such businesses that were already in existence to do excellently well, while at the same time creating opportunities for new initiatives. Waiting for the perfect opportunity to start a business will only mean that your business will not be ready when the opportunity presents itself. You see, your start is your first step. This does not mean immediately opening shop. No. You don't also want to start prematurely. Your first step could be to learn about the business. Take an online course. Read about it. Consider others that are doing it. What are their experiences? For some, it could be to register the business and make that name official. For some others, it could just be to begin applying for funding or start saving and putting a business plan together. The point is to get moving. Now let me end with this short story. So there were two friends who finished school together. They completed their compulsory service and got the job at the same company at the same time. Let's call them Mike and John. They both had great and brilliant business ideas. Mike wanted to own a farm to produce and sell vegetables to nearby markets, and John wanted to be a filmmaker and a media giant. One day, Mike decided to start his business, but John felt he needed to work more and learn more. He didn't think it was wise to start just yet. Now fast forward 35 years and they are gearing up for retirement at their place of work. Meanwhile, Mike is now a big-time farmer. Of course, after failing at the business a few times, it hasn't been easy, but he never gave up. He kept improving. However, John stayed with his work strictly. Now, time came and they both asked each other what the next plan was after retirement. Mike said he was looking to consider exports to other continents and try to obtain more lands to improve his farming. What about you, John? Mike said. And this was John's reply. For 35 years, I waited to have more time, more education, experiences, and more money before I start. Now I'm set to retire, and I realize that I still need more time, more education, more experience, and more money. You see, every time you delay, the world changes, competition increases, technology advances, and new trends are birthed. Only those who already started can find it easy to adapt. What you must know is there's never a perfect opportunity to start. So just start. That's all we have on this episode. I hope you are convinced a little bit that you need to start that business now. Don't forget, everybody has the capacity to dream. The difficult part is the ability to start. Please click on the links provided in the comment section right now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You don't want to miss what we have coming soon. Also remember, like our page and leave us your comments. Thank you for watching and join us again next time. This is CODAC.